Most people believe power is about independence. Stand alone. Trust no one. Build alone. But power does not survive in isolation. Even the strongest individual collapses without structure around them. Influence is rarely destroyed from the outside. It decays from within, when alliances weaken. Machiavelli understood something uncomfortable. Rulers do not fall because they lack strength. They fall because they mismanage relationships. Alliances are not about friendship. They are about preservation. By the end of this video, you will understand how strategic alliances protect status, why isolation quietly erodes influence, and how to build connections without surrendering autonomy. An alliance changes how others see you. Before anyone challenges you, they measure your backing. They calculate who stands behind you. They assess your network. Power is rarely judged in isolation. In modern life, this happens everywhere. At work, the person aligned with respected colleagues appears more stable. In social circles, someone connected to high-status individuals is treated differently. Online, association shapes credibility. Machiavelli emphasized that rulers must secure the support of powerful groups. Not because they love them, because perception shapes survival. Strategic implication: your strength is magnified when it is socially reinforced. Now here's where it gets interesting. Alliances are not only external shields, they are internal stabilizers. An isolated leader is constantly defending. An allied leader distributes pressure. In organizations, individuals who build cross-functional relationships survive restructuring better than isolated performers. Skill matters, but network resilience matters more. Machiavelli warned that a prince must avoid being hated by the masses and abandoned by elites. Stability comes from balancing both. An alliance reduces friction. It prevents concentrated opposition. Strategic implication: you do not build alliances to feel supported. You build them to reduce the number of enemies you must face at once. But this is where most people fail. They confuse alliance with loyalty. Loyalty is emotional. Alliance is structural. A friend may like you, but a strategic ally benefits from your survival. That distinction matters. In modern environments, people often overestimate loyalty and underestimate incentives. They assume shared history equals permanent support. Machiavelli observed that people are driven by self-interest. Alliances endure when interests align, not when feelings do. Strategic implication: design alliances around mutual advantage, not emotional comfort. Now the uncomfortable part. Alliances require maintenance. Every alliance decays if ignored. Interests shift. Ambitions evolve. Circumstances change. In professional settings, two colleagues may align during a project. But once the project ends, the bond weakens unless new shared interests are formed. Machiavelli's concept of Fortuna reminds us that circumstances are unpredictable. What protects you today may disappear tomorrow. Strategic implication: continuously reassess alignment. Do not assume permanence. And this is the danger. Over-reliance creates vulnerability. When alliances become dependency, power shifts. If your status exists only because of one powerful connection, you do not hold influence. You borrow it. In corporate hierarchies, individuals tied to one sponsor often collapse when that sponsor leaves. In social environments, people who rely on one dominant friend lose relevance when that friend exits. Machiavelli warned against relying on mercenaries and external forces. Borrowed power rarely protects you long-term. Strategic implication: build multiple alliances. Diversify influence. Never centralize your survival in one person. Now let's examine isolation. There is a romantic appeal to isolation. Self-sufficiency, independence, unshakable strength. But isolation often signals weakness. When no one publicly aligns with you, observers assume risk. Even if you are capable, perception shifts. Machiavelli noted that rulers who alienate supporters create coalitions against themselves. Opposition forms faster around isolation than around strength. Strategic implication. Independence must be visible without appearing disconnected. Isolation should be strategic and temporary, not habitual. But alliances also carry risk. Every alliance introduces exposure. Information shared can be misused. Trust can be exploited. Intentions can shift. This is why Machiavelli described the need to be both lion and fox. Strength deters aggression. Cunning detects betrayal. In modern life, alliances require boundaries. Share selectively. Observe patterns. Watch how people act when incentives change. Strategic implication: trust slowly. Monitor quietly. Adjust without drama. Now here is where balance matters. There is a thin line between strategic awareness and destructive suspicion. If you assume every alliance is temporary and every ally is waiting to betray you, you create tension. People sense distrust. Isolation returns. Machiavellian realism does not mean constant fear. It means sober understanding of human nature. Self-interest exists. But cooperation exists too. Healthy strategy allows alliance without emotional dependence. Unhealthy strategy sees threat everywhere. Strategic implication: stay observant without becoming rigid. Build, but do not cling. Evaluate, but do not obsess. Power is not won once. It is maintained daily. Alliances preserve power by distributing risk, stabilizing perception, and reinforcing legitimacy. They function as buffers against sudden shifts in Fortuna. But they must be chosen with clarity. Ask: does this relationship strengthen mutual interests? Does it reduce long-term vulnerability? Does it expand stability without creating dependency? If not, it is not strategic. It is convenient. And convenience does not protect power. In social systems, no one operates alone. Even highly skilled individuals plateau without networks. Even strong leaders fail when abandoned. Machiavelli's realism teaches that human systems are relational. Authority depends on how many forces move with you rather than against you. Strategic alliances do not weaken independence. They structure it. They allow you to remain calm while others absorb friction. They ensure that when conflict appears, you are not the only one standing, and that changes everything. Power is rarely isolated. Alliances shape perception. Perception shapes survival. Loyalty is emotional. Alliances are structural. Interests sustain relationships. Dependency weakens leverage. Isolation invites opposition. Observation prevents betrayal. Balance prevents paranoia. One powerful takeaway: independence without alliances is fragile. If you value strategic thinking over emotional reactions, subscribe.